Alright, you're here because you want the sauce. You want the information, you want the insights, the knowledge you need to actually scale your business from 10K a month to 20, 50, $100,000 a month as an online coach or service provider, right? And let me tell you right now, especially when you're using social media as the main driver of your business, this isn't just luck. It's not just chasing views. It's not just chasing followers and likes and comments and all that bullshit, right? No one cares about that. What we care about is the number in your bank account, right? And so many people think that it's just some abstract, nebulous concept of posting content and turning into money. But that's not true. It's a formula, it's a system. You put enough inputs in, you're going to get a guaranteed output, right? But unless you know that conversion mechanism, unless you know the machine, the system behind all of that, then you're going to be throwing darts blindfolded. You're not going to know which inputs to put in, how much of that to put in, and what to expect on the outside and how to actually take care of that, right? And so in this video, I want to break down exactly what that system is. I'm not going to gatekeep anything. I'm going to show you everything that I install for my clients, show you a case study of how this is actually proven to help, and then see how you can actually potentially install it into your business starting today. Okay, so stick around to the entire rest of the video if doing that is important to you, just so you get a frame of reference as to actually what is possible once you were able to crack this formula, crack this code that is client acquisition in the online world. I want to show you some of the results that we're able to generate, right? Most of my clients are doing between $10,000 and $50,000 a month, but of course there are outliers. So I just want to show you like what is possible. This is one of my clients, David. He first started working with us, and in the first 14 days, he made his first 5K, right? Or less than 14 days. It was closer to 10. This is my client, Knight. He was hitting $12,000 in 4 days. We got him to his first $50,000 month. He's now doing above 62 every single month. Over here, you can see we generate hundreds of leads for my guy, Joey here. We got 5K in 10 days, $3,000 pips, $30,000 months. This is my client, Christian. It did 10K a month. This is Easton doing 20K a month. This is Everett doing $30,000 a month and already doing $100,000 a month. And so I just want to show you exactly that cracking this code is possible and that finding the system is really all you need to do in order to get there. The specific case study I want to talk about today is Shy, okay? Shy came to me, a calisthenics coach, having been in the space maybe a few months, but she was making almost $0. She was trying to run a low ticket offer and had no idea how to monetize the audience that she already had, right? And so what we did is we spent a long time discovering what funnel would work for her and her audience, how she could use her ICP and branding strategy to her advantage to book her tons and tons of calls and actually create a system that was repeatable and got her to her record month in her very first month. And so I'm going to show you right here. Shy had a pretty large following, as you can see, but had no idea how to monetize, which just shows you that like followers does not mean any money, right? All these influencers that you see online, most likely, most of them are broke, unless you have this system. And so we were able to craft a funnel that actually booked her calls pretty much on autopilot. Every single time she posted a video, every single time she put some effort into her marketing, she would generate booked calls. From there, we were able to teach her a customized sales framework that actually applied to her niche, to her brand, market, and deliverables. And we closed PIFs like this. How often do you see coaches making $7,200 off of one person at one time, right? She had an hour phone call with this person and made $7,200, right? That's the power of strong marketing. When people come into your funnel, into your ecosystem already bought and sold on you as a coach and your deliverables and your promise of guaranteed results. So once we were able to do that, then it was just a matter of doubling down. We doubled down on the content, on the setting. We doubled down on the appointments booked. And we got her to $32,000 in her very first month, having only done $3,000 in a single month previously, right? And so this is almost a 10x of her previous revenue. And we did all of that through calisthenics, which was a niche that she almost quit because she thought everyone was broke. The truth of the matter is that you just need to create the correct branding strategy, the right content to actually attract the right people. And from there, it's pretty easy. Now, I want to show you exactly how we got her there. And it's really a simple process as far as what I did to actually install the systems, to teach her the strategies, and let her go off knowing the skills and knowing that it was a repeatable process. So after she joined the team, we start off with a very extensive onboarding process. Just so it's clear, this framework is what I take every single one of my clients through, okay? Every single one of them goes through this process, and it is why we are able to get such great results for all of our clients. All right, so the first steps are business clarity and customer clarity. I want you to know exactly who you're talking to. I want to know exactly who we're marketing to, how we should build your sales framework and funnel around that person, and how they are broken down demographically, psychographically, and geographically. Once we understand those aspects, then creating customer clarity is super simple. From there, but business clarity is the next step. Once we know who we're selling to, how are we selling to them? What does the marketing look like? What is your sales process? What is the fulfillment? Once we get clear on what that looks like inside your current business, then developing the game plan is the next step, right? Making sure that we understand what the goals are, where we want to take this. Is it that realistic? Understanding what bottlenecks are in our way to actually achieve that, and then working solutions to get around the bottlenecks, okay? It's a very simple approach. I get this approach from software engineering, and it's reversing the problem, right? Understanding where we want to be, understanding what the goals, what the bottlenecks are, and how we can actually reverse engineer from the final step to achieve a solid result. From there, we put everything into our client portal between us and our clients so that they know what they need and how we can actually achieve success together. Okay. From here, we move on to what we call the cash injection, right? This is just for a quick win. I want to be able to show you that these systems work and how we can actually get you off the ground and running, especially if capital is needed to continue with a more advanced strategy, right? But otherwise, I want to just put some cash in your bank account, right? That's the ultimate goal of this, and how actually we're able to show you this is possible from day one. So we start with a very strong offer refinement, right? This is where Shy was. This is where Shy was lacking the most. She was lacking a strong offer that appealed to her ICP and actually got them to buy high ticket products for longer periods of time. And so we spent a long time understanding, hey, what does this person need? How can we deliver that? And how can we position ourselves in this saturated market so that we stand out as the high ticket coach and what people want to go to, right? And so this was a strong element of our offering, in that we spent a long time refining the offer, making sure that you are confident in what you're selling and who you're selling to. From there, we want to discover your re-offer and upsell system, right? So many coaches are obsessed with new acquisition, new revenue, new money, new clients, but nobody is talking about how you can actually re-offer those exact same clients, those same leads, and actually get more money out of them, right? Capitalizing on the success and the relationships you've already built, the trust and authority that you've already nurtured, and continuing the sales process beyond the first sale, right? From then on, it's execution. We move on to the marketing phase, right? Executing a content strategy, a branding strategy, is how we're going to influence the creation of strong sales assets. And I'll explain that in a second. But content strategy is understanding how you can incorporate long-form content with short-form content, and how we can create an ecosystem that really is just in your ICP's face all the time. Whenever they're thinking about their problems, they want to see your face. Whenever they're thinking about how they can solve it, I want them to see your face, right? Understanding where we can target each and every single ICP in their buying journey is how we utilize content strategy. And the way we did that with Shy, right, is we actually leveraged her very strong long form content, right? We were able to implement high top of funnel videos so that we can get views to the page, right? Then we incorporated our educational format, which got tons and tons of input, and gave us a ton of data as to where the leads were coming from. And then beyond that, the personality, right? Making sure she had mindset content, making sure she had lifestyle and personal branding, so that people trusted her. People know that she's an authority in the space and that they can actually listen to what she has to say and count on her to give good advice. Okay, so that's the content strategy side of things. Beyond that is the personal branding, right? Making sure that people know you're a person, and then creating these sales assets, right? At the end of the day, marketing is just the advanced form of sales, right? If marketing was perfect, there would be no reason for sales. And so we want to create nurturing content that pre-sells the clients before they even show up to the sales call. And so we create sales assets that really warm up leads before they show up, and that makes the closing process so much easier, and how Shy was able to actually close $7,200 in one single package. Now, moving on from that, it's the conversion phrase. We want to make sure that you're setting calls, right? Getting them onto the phone calls, going from conversation to phone call, and then making sure you can close from there, right? Those are two skill sets that are super duper important, especially as an online coach, because unfortunately, the game is not just coaching. The game is sales. It's a sales driven business model. And if you're unaware of how to actually position your services as a valuable asset to your ICP and to your leads and clients, then you will make no money because no one will actually want to buy from you. Okay, so understand you have these skill sets, and assisting you with all the assets, the devs, all of the funnels and systems necessary to get them there pre-warmed is going to be crucial. From here on, we want to build your funnel, okay? We want to build your pre-selling pipeline, exactly what we talked about in terms of using those assets to pre-sell them, right? That's just a single piece of this puzzle, right? That includes the VSL. But also, we want to include an ASL, an audit, right? Some sort of quiz that gets some problemware. We want to make sure that the automations are in place. We want to make sure that the handoff between booking to post-booking page is seamless, making sure that the calendar is integrated. There's a ton of technical details that can improve your conversion rate that you've probably never thought of, that actually you're losing thousands of dollars on the table just because you don't implement them, right? Beyond that, post selling, right? Understanding that, hey, we can have that re-offer strategy actually automated. We can install a trigger system so we know exactly where leads are in our pipeline, where clients are in the pipeline, so we know when to ask for referrals, when to ask for testimonials, and when to get the upsells. From there on, we want our nurture sequences handled, right? And so we want to build the copy, write the copy for the email and SMS, making sure Instagram keywords are automated, making sure where our ManyChat sequences are in place. Also that it feels natural, right? And so these influence these two as well and create a solid ecosystem for your funnel, and so that the process is very streamlined. So you really just need to hop on phone calls and close. Finally, we have the AI integration, which is installing our core software, which is how we communicate with all of our clients with the systems, the automations, lead track pipeline, financial data, all of these systems backed with AI is how we are able to really create good organization, but also give clarity as to what the business needs next. And then finally, for more of the top tier clients, if things are going well, if our marketing is going great, if the organic is solid, if our offer is cool and we're closing correctly, then we move on to ad strategy, right? How can we pour fuel on the fire that is already burning? We start with engagement ads. We want to make sure that we're pushing people to the profile, running a profile funnel, and making sure that we're getting the right people and our setters are closing, making sure that we're booking calls still, but ideally at a more exponential rate because there's money behind our best performing content. Then we use an internal ops rebuild to prep the rest of the cycle, right? We want to make sure our communication workflows and automation are in place so that we can scale a team, right? As a solo coach, right, even with AI, if you really want to get to the next level, you need to start expanding your team, creating documentation, and ensuring you have some sort of enterprise value, not just associated to your personal brand. If you can't scale with a team, then you will always stay capped at your single capacity of knowledge and your single capacity of time, right? And those are two things that we want to be able to scale past, especially if you're going to $50,000, $100,000 a month. Beyond that, as far as the team scaling, that's something we actually help with. We train, place, and then making sure and manage a lot of the setters, closers, editors that we need inside of a coaching business to help you scale online. Beyond that, we want to start increasing our visibility and surface area across social media using a retargeting ad campaign. We take all of the people that have already seen your content and blast targeted bottom of funnel and middle of funnel content. So even though they've seen you before, now they're going to start to know, like, and trust you beyond what they've already seen, right? And so blasting our retargeting strategy is what guarantees us the most amount of coverage across our surface area online social media. Finally, we want to start running people to our dynamic funnels, right? Can you imagine not having to have a conversation before booking every single time? And that's what we were able to optimize for Shy, right? We were able to optimize a system that ensured that she posts videos and people book in. That's how powerful this system is, right? But it's the last step because you need to ensure your creative is good, your messaging, your understanding of your ICP, and your offer are all congruent and lined up so that people see your creative, go to the landing page, and really they have no choice but to fill out a quiz and book in for a call, right? That level of trust is the last step, and it's how we automate the entire sales pipeline, right? If you could just post 1 or 2 great pieces of creative, run money behind it, get people booked on calls and close them, then you have a business that is completely automated. You just need to show up, close the calls, unless you hire a closer, and then you can start scaling from there. Oof, okay, that was a lot, and hopefully that was a clear breakdown as to the entire program that I put all of my clients through to get them to $20, $50, $100,000 a month. If you're interested in installing this exact system and get like Shy, right, getting your first $32,000 a month in your first month of working with me, okay, I'm offering free system audits, free business audits. You can get on a phone call with me personally. I will look at your business. We can address your goals, talk about the next steps that you need to actually get you to that next tier in business and achieve the goals that you've always wanted to get, right? If that sounds interesting, look at the description below. I'll link something. Otherwise, comment down below. Send me a DM on Instagram if you have questions. Hit the subscribe button and let me know what you want to see next.